just can't lead a happy life without sound mental health. Mental illness or mental disorders are that affect our mood, thinking, and behavior, and life becomes burden then. Depressions and anxiety are generally perceived by people as the only mental illness, but there are many more mental illness people are quite ignorant about. This video is just to arouse an awareness regarding mental illness and remove the stigma about mental illness. Mental illness are not considered like physical illnesses. People hesitate in consulting the psychiatrist. They want to hide this. Mental disorders or other physical disorders are our health issues, and we should solve them with the same spirit. Mental illness, if not treated in time, can cause problems in our daily life, such as at school or at work or in relationship. In most of the cases, symptoms can be managed with a combination of medication and talk therapy, that is psychotherapy, by the experts. I would like to make you aware about the symptoms of mental illness that can vary in different cases. Main symptoms of mental disorders are feeling sad, confused thinking or reduced ability to concentrate, fears, worries, guilt feelings, ups and downs in the mood, withdrawal from friends and activities, tiredness, less energetic feeling, sleep disturbances, delusions, hallucinations, talking to self, irrelevant talk. Patient is unable to cope with daily problems of stress, troubles in understanding the situations and people, major changes in eating habits, sex drive changes, excessive anger, hostility or violence, suicidal thoughts, lack of orientation to time, place and person. Sometimes physical problems are the symptoms of mental disorders. For example, pains in different parts of body or unexpected aches and pains are the causes of mental disorders. Circumstantiality is also one of the symptoms that is observed in case of mental disorders. Circumstantiality means the person is unable to conclude his talk to the point. If a question is asked, he replies it in a very narrative and long way. If anyone is having signs of mental disorder and not able to manage mental health on their own, they should not be ignored for a long time. Otherwise, mental illness may get worse over time. There are two types of mental disorders, neurosis and psychosis. Neurosis are minor mental disorders. Affected patients generally don't suffer from the loss of senses of reality seen in persons with psychosis. Psychosis are severe mental disorders and loss of the sense of reality is seen in those patients. Neurotic patients, as they are having touch with the reality, are the real sufferers. They feel stress, anxiety, depression and want to be cured soon. They cooperate in the treatment plan also. On the other hand, psychotic patients are not in touch of reality and they say nothing is wrong with them. They just don't need any treatment and they don't cooperate in the treatment plan also. They are not ready to visit the doctor and take the medicines. Now I would like to let you know the types of neurosis. These are anxiety neurosis, depressive neurosis, obsessive compulsive neurosis, hysterical neurosis, phobias, combat neurosis and compensation neurosis. A neurotic behavior is an automatic unconscious effort to manage deep anxiety. Let me now explain all types of neurosis I just mentioned. So first one is the anxiety neurosis. This is a free-floating anxiety state. Patient is all the time anxious of something without knowing what he is anxious for, what he is worried for. And in the depressive neurosis, patients feel sadness, despair, discouragement and depressed. Lack of confidence and self-esteem are very common. Patients feel insecure. Antidepressant medicines and psychotherapy are required to manage this problem. So this is compulsory to consult the psychiatrist as soon as possible. Now let's discuss phobia. A phobia is a type of anxiety disorder defined by a persistent and excessive fear of an object or a situation. There are many types of phobias like acrophobia, this is the fear of heights, aerophobia, this is the fear of flight, autophobia, this is the fear of being alone, then claustrophobia, this is the fear of crowd, hemophobia, fear of blood, and hydrophobia, fear of water. And similarly there are a lot of phobias, the list is given here, you can see. Now let's take OCD. This is obsessive compulsive neurosis. The patients suffering from this OCD are all the time preoccupied with a thought or an action. Any unwanted negative thought of something which hasn't happened yet, like an accident, disaster, when these unwanted thoughts stuck in the mind of patient and they just disturbed his life, this is called that he is suffering from obsession. Similarly, there are some compulsions which disturb the patient all the time. He feels like washing the hands again and again without any reason. He feels like praying the God all the time. He feels like checking the doors whether they are locked or not. And these type of actions are repeatedly done by him and they disturb him a lot. I have heard the psychiatrists saying during their gossip that all of us are suffering from neurosis to some extent. Hysteria is another neurotic disorder, and this can be described as emotionally charged behavior that seems excessive and out of control. Disproportionately emotional expression for a situation by someone is called hysterical expression. Hysteria is much observed in females, and recently this has been removed from the mental disorder, and this is considered as a physical disorder. Now I would like to make you aware of some severe mental disorders, that is psychosis. And schizophrenia is the most common psychotic disorder. Hallucinations, delusions, disorganized speech, disorganized behavior, and many negative symptoms are the criteria to diagnose schizophrenia. Patient suffers from total splitting of the personality, lack of hygiene, and his condition really becomes the miserable. So we should feel concerned, and if we see any person having such problems, we should refer him to the nearby psychiatric centers where he can get medication and other therapies to become well. Bipolar disorder is another severe mental disorder, which was formerly called manic depressive psychosis. In this illness, unusual shifts in mood, energy level, activity level, concentrations are clearly visible. Ability to carry out day-to-day tasks also keep changing. Now this is our moral duty to spread mental health awareness in the society. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like this video, please do subscribe the channel and remain connected. See you soon with a new video on mental health.